Brokerage transfer bonuses are one of the best ways to juice your investment returns. I mean, we're talking about getting thousands of extra dollars just for moving your portfolio from one place to another. And today, we're doing a deep dive into a massive new offer that is really shaking things up, the WeBull 4% bonus.
No, really, think about it for a second. If your money is just sitting at a brokerage that isn't offering you anything extra, you could be missing out on a huge boost that other investors are grabbing. We're about to break down exactly how much you might be leaving behind.
All right, so here's the plan for this explainer. We'll kick things off with the new 4% bonus itself, then get into the nitty-gritty of how it works. After that, we'll see how it stacks up against the competition, analyze its pretty unique 5-year payout, dig into the all-important fine print, and finally talk about what your next move could be.
Okay, let's get right into it. Webull has jumped into the bonus game with a seriously aggressive promotion, and it's definitely turning some heads.
So here's the deal. Webull is offering a tiered transfer bonus that gives you up to a whopping 4% on the assets you move over. But here's the key thing to know right off the bat. It's a limited time offer. You've got to make your move before October 31st, 2025.
All right, so how does this thing actually work? How do you get your hands on that cash? Well, the good news is the structure is pretty straightforward. It's broken down into 2 simple tiers. If you're moving anywhere from $2,000 up to just under $100,000, you get a really solid 3% bonus. But the real magic, the headline grabber, is tier 2. For any transfer of $100,000 or more, that bonus jumps to a full 4%. That means moving $100,000 gets you $4,000. Simple as that. And get this, that 4% isn't just for people with $100,000. This offer has a crazy high ceiling. We're talking a maximum bonus of $400,000. Now, yeah, most of us probably aren't moving 10 million bucks around, but it just goes to show you how aggressive Webull is being with this. They want the big accounts.
Okay, so a big bonus sounds great on its own, but how does it really stack up against the competition? I mean, a bonus is only great if it beats the other guys, right? Let's find out.
Let's start with a really common scenario, moving $100,000. This is a pretty typical amount for someone looking to consolidate their accounts into one place.
Wow, okay, look at this. At the 100K mark, Webull is giving you $4,000. That's double the next best offer from TradeUp. Now, you're going to see that hold period, right? 182 5 days. That's 5 years, which is long for sure. But the bonus amount, it's in a totally different league.
Okay, let's up the ante. How about a $500,000 transfer? This is another popular amount because it keeps your assets safely right under that SIPC insurance limit, which is just smart investing.
And boom. This is where it gets kind of ridiculous, in a good way. A $500,000 transfer to Webull gets you a $20,000 bonus. That's not a typo. Look at the competition. Tastytrade is at $4,000, and a giant like Charles Schwab is offering $1,000. We're talking 5 to 20 times more money. That is just massive.
All right, let's talk about that 5-year hold. I know what you're thinking. That's a long time to commit. But the way Webull actually pays this out is pretty unique, and honestly, I think it's a huge plus. So instead of making you wait 5 long years for one single payday, they break it up. You get a little taste in December of 2025, then a bigger piece in 2026, and after that, it's a steady 20% payout every November until 2030.
And listen, this is a feature, not a bug. Think about it. Most other long-hold bonuses are totally all or nothing. You pull your money out one day early and poof, the entire bonus is gone. With Webull's approach, if life happens and you need to access your cash, you get to keep whatever payments you've already received. It takes a ton of the risk out of that long-term commitment.
Okay, like any deal that sounds this good, you've absolutely got to read the fine print. The devil's always in the details, so let's dig in.
So here are the big rules you absolutely need to know. First, the transfer has to be an ACTS transfer. That's just the standard electronic way things are done. Critically, you have to maintain that initial funding amount to get all your future payments. This offer is also only for individual taxable accounts, so no IRAs, no crypto, no joint accounts. And please, for the love of all that is holy, remember to actually click the Enroll Today button on their website. If you don't, you get nothing. Seriously. Okay, a few other important things to keep in mind. On the plus side, Webull will reimburse you up to $100 for any transfer fees your old broker charges, which is nice. But remember, this bonus is taxable income, so you're going to get a 1099 MISC form from them. Also, just a heads up, some users have reported that their cost basis data doesn't always transfer over correctly, so you might need to follow up manually to get that sorted out.
All right, let's bring it all together and talk about what this means for you and what your next move might be. These offers can change on a dime. So for the absolute latest, most detailed information and to use our calculators to figure out which bonus is truly the best for you and your portfolio, head over to our website, brokerage.bonusprofessor.com. And while you're at it, we have to give a huge shout out to sites like Doctor of Credit. They do fantastic work in this space. Our goal here is really just to supplement what they do with these focused deep dives, and we'd love to hear your feedback on how we can keep improving. And finally, the really, really important part. Please remember, this is an AI-generated summary. Offers can change and terms get updated. It is absolutely essential that you go directly to WeBull's website and read the official terms and conditions for yourself before you make any decisions with your money. Always, always verify with the source. So that's the WeBull 4% transfer bonus in a nutshell. It is a powerhouse of an offer, especially if you've got a larger portfolio. And that staggered payout, it's a game changer that really lowers the risk. So the big question for you is, what brokerage bonus should we tackle next? Let us know in the comments.